Mortal Shell on Xbox Cloud Gaming versus GeForce Now. Enhanced Edition versus PC. Can you tell the difference? Let's have a look at the settings on Xbox Cloud Gaming. There's not a lot to look at here. Turn motion blur off and the graphics on cinematic mode. Whereas if we look at GeForce Now, straight away we can see that we've got the wider aspect ratio for the 1600 by 1200. We also have the motion blur disabled. All of the other settings the same, but DirectX 12 on, so we get these ray trace shadows and DLSS on balanced as well. Everything else set to Ultra on the preset here, and it's worth noting that for this test, for the first time, I'm using the Backbone 1 controller wired on the iPad. Yes, a wired controller on the iPad. Ace has covered this on Android, but it's the same process for iPad, so do check out that video if you want to use your Backbone 1 on iPad from now on. So let's look at these side by side, and to my surprise, Xbox Cloud Gaming, which is the one on the left here, actually looks a little bit clearer, especially on a slightly larger screen, with GeForce Now on the right. However, there is a lot more detail on the GeForce Now version, and even though it's the enhanced version, for some reason I did not get the cutscene here on the Xbox Cloud version, but I did on GeForce Now. Looking at the water, there's a massive difference there, and I don't know which one is correct, but the water does look good on GeForce Now, but the whiteout fog effect on xCloud also looks pretty cool. As we come up here and we see the fog in the distance, we do see some stream compression on the Xbox Cloud side that we don't see on GeForce Now, but GeForce Now does still look very good, even though it's a slightly fuzzier picture. So as we come full screen then on Xbox Cloud, this is where I notice one of the biggest differences. One, the aspect ratio does seem wider, closer to that 16 by 9, but a fuller wide picture on Xbox Cloud. But even though I was wired, I did still feel a bit of input delay, which got very frustrating, especially with Mortal Shell, as this is so time based, especially with that stamina. It really does make a huge difference that when you are doing the harden effect, if that timing is wrong, you just end up losing health like that, instead of it actually blocking the attack, and it does get extremely frustrating. Overall though, the picture quality is absolutely fantastic, and if you can get used to that very slight delay, you will stand a chance. As we come over to GeForce Now, then we do see better detail in those graphics, but a slightly blurrier picture for some reason. However, the input latency here was pretty much non-existent, and this becomes quite apparent in the combat, where all of your attacks do seem to just be on point with your reactions. The wired Backbone 1 controller on the iPad here was absolutely beautiful to play with, and felt like it was a native game. Now, Mortal Shell is very unforgiving in general, but having those dodge and harden effects actually on time when you're pressing the buttons makes a huge difference. As we come back side by side, we can see those detailed differences a little bit more. It does also appear that Xbox Cloud is capped at 30 frames per second in that cinematic mode, but as you're not moving around too quickly a lot of the time, it's barely noticeable. However, when it is up against GeForce Now, when we're doing those dodge and roll effects, it does become a lot more apparent. So getting used to that slight delay on Xbox Cloud does take a bit of getting used to. However, it does feel a lot smoother on GeForce Now. The Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition is now part of Xbox Cloud on Game Pass Ultimate, whereas you will need to purchase it on Epic or Steam to play on GeForce Now. Let us know if you'll be picking up Mortal Shell and where you'll be playing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things cloud gaming, and we will see you next time.